Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. Can you believe it? It is Satisfaction Saturday. It is the last day of July. My gracious, we have been doing these daily devotionals ever since March 23rd of 2020. You know, God has been so good to us. God has blessed us during this time frame that we've been able to share with you. We hope it's been a blessing to you, and we do hope and pray that it's provided you with daily inspirational messages. So we invite you to please like it, please subscribe, and share it with your friends. And we'd like to take a moment to invite you to share with us on tomorrow. It will be our first face-to-face worship service in the sanctuary since the pandemic, since March of last year. And so we're so grateful that God gives us these monumental moments in which we can come together and celebrate. Here at the Fountain, as we celebrate, it will be Holy Communion Sunday, and we ask that you be prepared and have listened to those other daily devotionals on Thursday and Friday that prepares us for the Lord's Supper. We will be wearing masks. We invite you to please make sure that you know a mask will be required while you're here, as well as doing the screening that has to be done. We're excited about seeing you on tomorrow. We hope that you will come and celebrate with us on that first Sunday in August. The word of the Lord comes to us today out of Matthew's Gospel, the 16th chapter, verses 5 through 12 in the New Living Translation. This is where Jesus talks about the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. So it lets us see in the context of the text, Jesus had been doing things with his disciples, and now they cross on the other side of the lake, and they discover that they had forgotten to bring bread. And Jesus tells them, watch out. Jesus warned them, beware of the Pharisees and the Sadducees and their yeast. They were going like, we forgot bread. Why are you talking about that? So Jesus begins to share with them as his disciples argue with each other about why they hadn't brought bread. And Jesus tells them, you have so little faith. And why are you arguing about bread? Jesus lets them know he can prepare everything that they need. In so much so, they will have leftover. It was over 4,000 people that were fed, and they had 7 loaves and 7 baskets of bread left over. And he talked about picking up the fragments. But he uses this to let them see the power that he has in multiplying little. You and I must understand that God is able to multiply little when we give it to him. He will make it much and more than we could ever imagine. But then he tells them, beware of the yeast of the Pharisees. And he was not talking about bread, but he was talking about their teaching. The teaching, it's something that causes other things to become more important than what needs to be. You know, yeast in bread causes it to rise. And he said they're trying to use their conversations to rise issues that are really not the main issue. And Jesus warns them about the Pharisees then. And he has to warn us about the Pharisees in our day. There's so many conversations that people are having about kids wearing masks in school, not wearing masks in school. There's a debate with everybody about who should do what, when, where, and how we should look at voting, who should vote and who shouldn't vote. All of those become the yeast of the Pharisees of our day. We need to focus on the important things. The important things is that God loves everybody, and God says everyone is important. And because God says it, we need to focus on what God says, not get caught up in those conversations that will take us off on tangents. But let's focus on what's important. What God tells us is important is that his love is so important that everybody is included in God's love. The Bible teaches us, as we read the text, that Jesus tells them to beware of the yeast of the Sadducees and the Pharisees. About all the issues that they bring up are not really the important issues, but they try to inflate them to become that. I hope you and I won't get concerned about the little tangents that happen, but let's focus on what's most important. What's most important is hearing from God, walking in obedience to his word, his will, and his way, treating everybody as being the beloved of God. And God loves us all, and he has something for us all. In the text, we find out Jesus takes bread, that which they thought was the basic staple in life. He multiplies to say, I'm going to give you what you need. But not only will I give you what you need, I'm going to give you leftovers. I'm going to give you more than you ever would have imagined. Just think, there's enough of the American pie. There's enough of this world that God has made, that there is enough for everybody, because our God is a God of all sufficiency. Whatever you need, ask God. He'll provide it. If you feel as though you're without bread, ask Him. He will make a way. And then you and I need to do our part, and that is to ask. When we ask, seek, and knock, we'll find out that God will open the door, and we will find that the miracles that He wants to perform in our lives are just as profound as the miracles we see in the biblical text. Well, God bless you. Heaven smile upon you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow here at the Fountain, where you'll find out that you are exceedingly and abundantly blessed. And I'll see you then.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.